Sometimes in life you have to be your own protagonist. But the weakness of every protagonist is being too emotional. But you have to remember, you gotta have some sadness or despair in your life to be creative. It forces you to stand up and make the efforts to the next thing you want to do, whether people understand or not. The thing I don't understand, when you're in a relationship, when you're drone out about what you're thinking about, your other half really doesn't want to talk about it. It's like the relationship is treading water. I guess I'm done treading water. You can either look ahead and try to prove a theory that you had in the past that you couldn't accomplish before. Taking steps to figure out what you want to do. The thing about life is you got to play the long game. So the long game means you're going to suffer every now and then and work on those minute skills that you have. And as you go along, droning on, sometimes being boring and sad. Sad brings you up to being happy when you're in the thick of it, trying to work on the things that you want to work on. You navigate and choose. You unlabel your labels. Labels hold you down. Labels have people judging you. Labels can be changed. We all know underneath we have to find God and become the man He wants us to be. You know what to do. Drink of the day is water. Statin. The thing about the future and the past is most of your life you're listening to other people. And sometimes in my past I went along my own path, came up with some awesome ideas. It's like back in the day when my father was part of this company called Fumivators, to where they would light rubber tires and put it in this machine, and they'd let it burn and smoke would come out the top. They'd turn on the machine and then the smoke would stop. So back in the early 70s, they were trying to control all the fumes and smoke that were going in the atmosphere. My father took that idea and put it on his white van that he had. He used a white van that he had. And he said it worked. But he went around all these plants trying to put this machine on all the smokestacks. Nobody was going for it. It wasn't ready for it. Then a year later, the catalytic converter came out for the automobile. Think about if my father's idea came to fruition. Later on, I was working for a newspaper, and I came up with this idea to lay out the newspaper automatically using computers. They had stuff, sort of, that worked for $60,000 for the software. I did a little education. Came up with how to do it with $0. But nobody was ready for it, so I set it aside. My boss didn't want to hear anything about it because he didn't think I was an expert. So I did set it aside. And I let people talk me out of things. As a young person with good ideas, stick with it. Build on it. It might not be something productive now, but maybe in the future, you might be able to take a little piece of it and create something important. You know what to do. So I did set aside that big picture moment. I took pieces of it and revolutionized my job. Projects that would take 160 hours to do were knocked down to 40. I integrated all the different departments. So basically, all the departments had to do with revenue and numbers were all integrated with the accounting system. Instead of invoicing taking a week and a half, it would take 5 minutes. Sometimes you can't concentrate on the big picture of a company. You have to concentrate on your individual needs to make your job better. Doing the job of 3 to 20 people doing the job of when it came to innovating and integrating your brain molecules.